Jyske Bank is what it's called in Danish, a regular bank. You can see here there are other banks, there are the Danish bank and there are this bank, and there are a lot of banks here in Denmark, but this is the one that I would be buying if I were to buy a bank stock here in Denmark. So first of all, I want to look at some metrics here at Jyske Bank. Financial companies oftentimes have lower PE ratios, lower price to sales ratios, because that is just the sector that they're in. But still, we have a price to sales of 2.5, and we have a very tiny market cap. But I still don't know how much like future growth this company has, because they are mainly operating in like Denmark, Germany, and another tiny country that I can't remember what it's called. So they're not really expanding internationally anytime soon, is my guess. So they are going to develop here in Denmark, but there's a lot that they can develop. You know, the Danish bank has gotten some bad reputation here, and they could probably take over some customers, things like that. They have a PE ratio of 7.5, a 5-year PE of 9.5, and their profit margin is high because it's a bank stock, 34%. So you can see they are only getting a 8% return on the invested on their equity. Here in the income statement, we want to see if they are growing their revenue. They have not been growing their revenue over the past 5 years, so that is an X right there. And they are buying back shares. You can see they had 88 million. Now they have 70 million shares, so buying back shares quite a bit. The balance sheet we want to see here, they have they of course have a lot of debt because it's a bank, but actually I want to go over here to Simply Wall Street to look at this. So you can see here Jyske Bank provides a range of financial solutions to personal corporate clients in Gillibra, I don't know what that country is, and Germany. Simply Wall Street also thinks that this company is undervalued, but one thing that's interesting here is the financial health, because the financial health is analyzed a bit differently when it's a bank stock. You can see here they check like 3 out of 6 boxes. So they have a lot of debt because it's a bank, but we want to go here down here to the balance sheet. The assets to equity ratio is moderate, but they have bad allowance for their loans, which is a bad thing because they operate so much with their loans. You can see here they don't check having low risk liabilities. They are apparently high risk liabilities, and the loan level is considered good for a financial institution. Taking a look at their cash flow, we want to of course see the cash flow increasing, and you can see it is, because we have 1.66 billion, and that is from 1.5 billion. So they are increasing their cash flow also. If you go to the 8 pillars tab, you can see that they check all their boxes except for one, which is the revenue growth over the past 5 years. That is an X right there. And also we have 2 here that there aren't enough data. But let's go to the stock analyzer tool and put in our assumptions about the future to take a look at what we should be paying for the company. So this last year is baked into the 10-year. I want to go 1, 2, and 3. I want to put in conservative assumptions. And for the profit margin, that has been, free cash flow margin, I'm going to go with, and their PE, I'm going to go with like a 7, a 9, and an 11. And the price to free cash flow, I'm going to do the same thing. So they have had, right now the price to free cash flow is incredibly low because it's a bank stock, and they have had some great success here, printing a lot of money. Want to put in the 12.5% return again, make it worth your while. You can see here we have a green on Jyske Bank. It looks like if you want a 12.5% annual return for the next 10 years, you should be paying pretty much the price where it's at right now, around $54. And the high estimates is 70, the low estimates is 42. So looking at the stock price here of Jyske Bank, you can see that, okay, that is now in dollars, but it is at a high right now compared to like where it has been, but still I would consider Jyske Bank a buy for me, a tiny buy. I'm not going to throw everything into this company, but Jyske Bank seems like an interesting bank stock in the Danish market.